Yes, indeed, that's right. Today, June 21st, 2012, Substance TV is 6 years old. Can you believe it? We were just a wee little pup, wee little babe, and we've grown up. Well, we're just a man boy, a man child now, which I don't know if it's like dog years. Is it different? Are we really older in game years than we are in real years? I don't know, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Substance TV and where we started and how we got to where we are now, which I don't think I've talked about. I don't think I've really talked about the history behind the show and how it all got started. So I'm going to tell you, the fine people of the internets, just a little bit, a tale as it were. Sit right back and let me indulge you with a little story about Substance TV. Substance TV started in, let's say, May of 2006 was really when it started. The beginning, the genesis of the idea, as it were. At the time, I was recently laid off or fired or whatever you want to say from my previous job, which was working at a auto auctioneer place. I don't really know how I got the job. Well, I mean, I applied for it, but I don't know. I was not qualified at all. I had a graphic design degree, and yet I'm working at a car auction place that deals in wrecked vehicles and sells them to people for parts. So I was canned from that job, and at the time my wife had a job, and so during the day I would look around for jobs as she was at work. But there's really only so many jobs that I'm qualified for that I can apply for in any given day. So I'd apply for all the jobs, and by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, before lunch, I pretty much had my bases covered. Okay, so I played games. I would hang out, and I found out about this new thing called YouTube. And I said, this YouTube thing, it sounds very interesting. I will check it out. I will see what this whole tubes of views is about. So I go online, I look at YouTube, and I find out there's this place where people upload videos for free. Like, they will host these videos for you for free, and you don't gotta pay for it. Which at the time, for me, was amazing. Just blew me away, because before that day, if you wanted to host video, or you wanted a video online, you had to host it yourself. And bandwidth was expensive, and you couldn't just host a ton of videos. That just was a really expensive endeavor. So here's the place I could do it for free and show all the world. I was, wow, that's cool. But I didn't really know what to do with it. I uploaded a few projects I did in college and some things here and there, but I didn't really do anything with it beyond that. Well, as it was, I would go online. I would check out all of the other stuff on there, all the other video game reviews or videos to see what was out there. And of course, I stumbled upon Angry Video Game Nerd, like a lot of people. He was one of the first people I watched on YouTube. And another show. There's one other show. And this show, I will say, was actually the inspiration for Substance TV. So I'm about to bag on the show, but in the same breath, I will thank them all day long, because they inspired me to do Substance TV. It was a little show called Game Life. No offense to anybody that's there now. I whoever you are, I don't even remember these guys' names. But if you don't remember, Game Life was this game review show by this kind of nerdy teenage kid. Looked like an outsider, glasses, kind of husky. He had a tall, lanky friend who would also review stuff, and this other dude. I mean, it was this ragtag bunch of guys reviewing games, and I'm just gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna say out loud what you've probably always thought when you watched it. They had no business being on camera. They just didn't have those skills, right? Like, I'll never be a ballerina, okay? Never gonna see me dressed in a tutu and tights and prancing around a theater. I'm just no good at it. It's okay. I've accepted it, and I've moved on with my life. I will never get to that point. And the same goes for these guys. So I mean no offense by it, but the reason it worked was because it was so bad. It was so terribly bad that you couldn't resist but to watch it. You watched it like it was a train wreck. You just were gripped. I have to see what happens. I must find out what these people are going to talk about and how terrible they're going to do it. And of course, they were popular. People would watch their videos. They got views on their videos. And I'm watching these videos going, I can do this. I could do this, but better, right? I could do this, but better. Because I graduated from college a few years before, and I did graphic design and video production. Those were my specialties. I've got the tools. I got a Mac from college. I could do this myself. And so came the little gem, the little idea in my head that I could do a video game review show like they do, but try to make it less sucky. And there came Substance TV. I decided, instead of doing what the Angry Video Game Nerd was, doing all the worst games, the games that really suck, I wanted to do games that nobody really talked about or nobody really knew about. Because even then, there were websites and places that didn't cover games I remember growing up with, or even new games that were amazing. They just skipped over them because it wasn't, the big thing at the time, or the big game. So started the first episode and put it out there on June 21st, 2006, and the rest, as they say, is history. And here we are 6 years later, still doing it, a little bit different, definitely not the same thing we started as, but still committed to providing, as the name ensues, or infers, it would be a better word. See, I'm trying to get fancy with my adjectives, and I'm screwing up. As it infers, we want to provide substance. So I am just thankful for all the people we have viewing our stuff, all the fans, all the people we interact with, which I shouldn't say fans. It's not really fans. I don't see the people that are a part of Substance TV that comment, that are involved, as really fans as much as people we're able to interact with now that we've expanded in what we're doing, of course, and now we've moved on to culture and live casts and Google Plus stuff, and just like a ton of stuff that this interaction with culture is something I love. That is what I love doing. I love interacting with you and talking about the things we're passionate about. And so that's what I'm excited, the direction we're going into, and I'm so thankful that we have such dedicated people who still interact with us. 6 years later, I still know people who are around from the very first episode who are still around now. And that means a lot to me. It really does, that we have people who still enjoy what we do and are still backing us up 6 years later. In the fickle world we live in today, that's just unheard of. And it sounds cheesy, but really, without you guys, we're not here. Without what you do and your input, and you coming to watch these videos and coming to the site and watching us on our live cast and just being involved. Without you being involved, we're nothing. We have no reason to exist, because we're just then throwing this out to the void and nobody's there. And that's why I wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody who has been a part of Substance TV, who has watched a video, has made a comment, who has been around and gone to the site. I mean, if you have in any way been involved with Substance TV, just as a consumer, just consuming what we put out, I appreciate it more than you can know, because it's just one of those things that when you start something like this, you inside say, well, I'll do this no matter what. I'm dedicated to the cause, no matter if anybody watches it or no matter if anybody sees it. But deep down inside, you're saying to yourself, I hope they like it. I hope they keep watching. I hope they come back. That approval, because that's, all of us as human beings, is very important. So thank you again, everybody, for watching, and I look forward to the next 6 years. We've got already what we talked about with new contributors, new shows, but as great as it was when we started, as great as the past was, the future is just, I can't even say. It's going to be amazing. That's all I can say. But the next 6 years, we're looking forward to, and I guess we'll do another one of these videos. Well, probably not another 6 years. Maybe the 7th year we'll do it. But have a great day, and we'll see you around.